And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from a lovely little Westlake Village, California. It is bright, it is early. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, Polkadot, Arbitrum, Optimism. Look, when Bitcoin is just generally doing the sideways and up, we got to have something else to talk about. And we talked about, we're going to talk about gold and NASDAQ, just go all around the markets. Jump in, put your seatbelt on, smash the like button, enjoy it. And if you do enjoy some of the content, make sure you do press that like button. Starting off with Bitcoin here on the hourly time frame, you can see that this was the weekend trap box, which wasn't that much of a trap, but we did kind of talk about briefly, I believe, Bitcoin either putting in a W or an M for the, call it the false move week beginning, as it is coined in the phrase. So the market makers throw it to the downside, get everybody bearish, and then they throw it to the upside. And that is how we would suspect price action to work this week. Kind of like this. So, boom. Okay. Higher low, higher high. Boom. 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 And then lower high, lower low, lower high. And something like that for this week. That would be a very nice roundabout way of Bitcoin tracking. Do I have an exact word map for Bitcoin's price action? No, I don't. But if we were going to trade this week, coming into December 1st, remember December 1st, Jerome Powell is going to jump on the screen and he's going to talk about pumping the markets. Yes, I believe Jerome Powell has one goal here, and that is to fluff the markets going into this election cycle. And economic data came out yesterday, a little bit more on the bearish side for the dollar, and Bitcoin had a little bit of a fake out move to the downside, a little bit of a corrective move. That's what we saw on most of the altcoins yesterday. I don't know what's wrong with my camera today, or if my setup's even working. I downloaded the new software for OBS, and I'm not sure quite how this one's going, but I'm going to give it a shot here. So I do like this idea here for a bit of a breakout of this massive ascending triangle. As we've been saying, we're goosing the odds in the favor of the bulls, trend continuations until proven otherwise. And this is just an hourly time frame. But let's see where the measure move would essentially take us, going wick to wick using the 1618. Yes, I do like that confluence there for kind of the market makers to, yeah, a lot of people are bearish, right? So that is how I would suspect if we're going to get bullish right now, that's how I'd expect it to play out. And then, of course, watch the deviation back below 38,000. Once we come up to 41, I guess we could do a bit of an extended target here from the low to the high. Yeah, that gets you up to 41.7. So I think that's a little bit more fair, as Bitcoin is just playing nicely. And so that's why I want to bring up some of the altcoins. Also, take a look really quick at gold at $2,021, bouncing off the box of peace and prosperity and death and despair. What has been the anchor of this gold rally? Well, I'd say it's the dollar's demise, and Bitcoin being a digital gold. I think it's a good time to check out GBTC as well. GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, as I believe This one is looking quite bullish and is coming into parity with the Bitcoin in their underlying spot trust. First time getting a look at this on the weekly. Nice M formation. We got the silver cross to the upside. Volatility is continuing to expand. And generally this one looks like it wants to at least retest the highs, which it doesn't look like much, but that's 76% higher than we're at today. So just closing a weekly back above 32.29. Gooses the odds in the favor of the grayscale bulls there. Also bringing it up here, Coinbase stock does look bullish, does look like it is breaking the ascending triangle to the upside. I think Crown had a good point, given that Coinbase is the most well-recognized United States exchange listed on the stock market. Generally, this coincides with good Bitcoin ETF news, and generally looking for a run up to about 219 on this one. Looks like a bit of an inverted head and shoulders. What am I talking about? Shoulder, head, and then the double shoulder on the right. Where's the measure move take us? Well, if I could grab that line, can I do that? Yeah, I can. So measure move all the way up there, 420 for this one, and that's a sloppy analysis from there. But using the exact neckline to the bottom of the head, to the tip of the head, coming in at 310. So nice little sloppy drawing for you there on Mr. Coinbase stock, which is looking bullish and also providing the impetus for some bullishness in Bitcoin, or at least continuations. Looks like Mr. Tau coin did break the trend to the downside, pressures onto the downside, as long as we were below 250 on, I would even go as far to say, 250 this level. Really needs to reclaim this trend line to get bullish again, in my opinion, for Tau. Does look like the hourly wants to bounce at the moment, maybe test that 200 one more time. How would you consider this a reversal, you say, on the hourly time frame? Does this have the inkling of a W formation? I think it does. And really, you got that wick candle here, high volume wick candles right there. And the measure move to the top of the W is going to be back. So I'd say back above 248 and looking to at least retest this trend line. And that's a pretty big move. Tau has been pumping, 10-20% in a day, not unseen or unheard of for Mr. Tau coin, the BitTenzer. The other one I heard rumors on the street about, Vertex. Don't know what this guy is except for straight and up and to the right. Not really looking to get any piece of that at the moment. Checking in on Casper. Looks like it's just settling in the range here. It's got a bit of a W formation going. Looking for Casper up to about 1390. DYDX, another one, very hot, contentious, not contentious, very hot altcoin. Next target up 710 on this one. After a long consolidation, a break of the range with volume. Coming in on these last few candles, yes, could dance around here a little bit longer, but overall, 670 would generally be the target. The invalidation, weekly back above 251. Arbitrum, Frax, another one to keep your eye on here. Frax coming off the lows. Okay. Big time gaming project did finally hit the measure move that we talked about some time ago. The W not hit yet. We were looking for a move all the way up to 26. We got to 23, so close enough is close enough. And look at that bear wick candle. Wow. They really took it down down over the last couple of weeks there. Okay, next one up, Injective. I've been keeping an eye on this one. Massive flying pendant, whatever you want to call this. Looking more on the bullish side, as most of these coins are forming like this bear flag. How would I draw it out? Something like this. Sloppy bear flag grinding up against the top side of the range here. What I do like and don't like, what I do like is it looks like a breakout retest, and the the RSI is getting out of the bearish control zone on declining volatility though. So what we want to see on the hourly time frame is a nice little reset. A nice little reset for volatility, and then expansion to the upside. So maybe something like this, grinds it out a little bit more and then takes the move to the upside. Just don't want to see any closures back below 1554. And this one of the strongest altcoins out there, probably going to, keep with the trend there, keep with the trend. And after a long sideways consolidation, if we can take out the highs here, the next target, come on, the next target is going to be somewhere around 22 bucks. So probably, and obviously can go for more, as Injective is about to make new all-time highs, coming in at 25.43. It is now mounting an assault at those highs. And could we get a parabolic blow off top? Well, I guess you could, and generally I would like to see that come from this green 55 area. Doesn't mean that it has to, but I will draw this one out for you a little bit more clearly here. And again, this coin has been outperforming Bitcoin. Injective is some kind of a decentralized exchange token, I believe, as I understand it. So measure move gets you all the way up to $43. Wouldn't that be crazy for Mr. Injective? That would be above a parabolic blow off top. But as you can see, price action tends to move in waves of 3. And what do you know? The first wave, boom. Second wave, I would say, pretty close right here. Boom. And then third wave. So they've all been the same pump from the low. So from this low right here to this high, I wonder how much each pump has been. 248% from the lows. That would have been the green 55 daily buy signal. Another 255%. So as you can see, this is why we're keeping an eye on this token. So that was, yeah. And then from the low to the high, exactly 250%. So each of these explosive moves on the daily time frame has come from below the green 55. So that is something to note. The better buy on this one probably going to be, if it doesn't explode from where we're at right now, because back below this 382 right here, that's when, yeah, you start to get warning signals at 1597. I'd say 1550 is the line in the sand on the daily time frame. Momentum still to the upside as long as we're closing above 1524. So everything fading at the top here. Is everything fading at the top? No. Pith Network taking a 5% bounce here, and is that the W in continuation? I don't know if I trust this one. Great rumors, great prospects for this being the Solana Chainlink. The Chainlink for Solana, the data provider for Solana. Rune is another one perking out its little head above this channel here. Glad I'm seeing this here on the 3 hour. Rune looks like it could have a bullish day, and just kind of measuring these explosive moves as they move in waves of 3. I would say here's your first one, which doesn't look like a huge move, but you can see these moves are essentially building here over time. So the law of progressive returns, or essentially, here's your first markup, right? From 78 cents to $1.08. Then we range, we break the range, get another range for how many days is that? Break the range, and so this is the only thing that has me a bit concerned. As you can see, this one can start to range. Oops. Okay. Get the magnet off. Hit the little undo button. Nope, that didn't work. And my magnet is not helping out here. So range for how many days? That's what I wanted to see. So how many days was the range? That was roughly 324 days. 324 days? No way. Is this an hourly time frame? What time frame are we looking at? We're looking at the 3-hour time frame. So how many days of consolidation? And do we count this as the first leg? I would say yes, this is more the first leg. So the range to consider, and why am I doing this? Well, Rune may be in a range for a little bit. That was 64 bars, so 2 months, and then we got a parabolic move for 300%. So 2 months of consolidation, sideways and down, would take us all the way into probably February next year. February. That would be a long consolidation. I would suspect more sideways and down. If we don't break out right now on the 4-hour time frame, it's got to head above this nice little node right here and really clear above 597, and that would look good for continuation to the highs and perhaps a bit of an explosive breakout, as Bitcoin looks like it wants to mount an assault back at the top side of the trap box. Call it at 38,000 for today, and then the question is lower high or not. On the 4-hour, that'll be putting in, so many drives of bearish divergence. I would expect this to roll over back to the bottom side of the range at 35,786. So if Bitcoin doesn't, starts to take out this low at 36,742, I think that will be probably the beginning of this correction down to the purple 200. If we lose that, that's where the deeper targets start to get pulled out. And ultimately, I do think we get a test into this region as there's a bit of an inefficiency just blast off here. And something about the order books, the market likes to go back and retest the areas for support. What else? Everybody's got this trend line drawn out differently. I saw a guy talking about, the resistance is here, and Bitcoin back down to $12,000. If we can't get above this trend line, and they had it all drawn out like this, pretty much everybody has it drawn like this. We're just coming into resistance here, and the world is about to shoot the bed. Bitcoin's going back to 12,000. And I think they couldn't be more wrong. I mean, generally, Bitcoin is making higher lows and higher highs on the weekly time frame. We have all the etchings of a macro breakout. And, it could be getting a little tired here on the weekly time frame. We'll cross down below 37,140 this week. Momentum flipping to the downside amid printing several drives of hidden bearish divergence. 1, 2, 3. Definitely Could get us a wick down to 30,000, 25,000 bucks. Yeah, so if we do not take out 48,000, this is a good point, and I'm glad I'm bringing this up, and I'll even bring this to the top of the graph. And by the way, if you do want to learn how to trade cryptocurrency, we have Crypt courses. There's a link in the description below. You can sign up for free for 30 days and just take a background TA course so you understand, hey, what are candlesticks? What are trends? What are ranges? What are moving averages? How does it all work? We put together the program for you. The link is in the description below. Look forward to seeing you guys there. All right. Lastly, yeah, bringing this up. Why? Well, you can always go to our resource center at bitcoinadvisors.com. Check out the resource center here, and you can go to the bullish and bearish divergence cheat sheet here, which you can print out. You can get a PDF. Essentially, what is hidden bearish divergence in the context of a downtrend? Price is making lower highs. The RSI is making higher highs. So we're not in the context of a downtrend. Some would say that this is too far back to look at divergences. I don't think so. For the weekly time frame, we're talking about how many bars back? 87 bars back. Well, maybe that is too far, but any kind of a lower high here, definitely looking for a playback down to that 31.5 region looks fair to me. And then kind of judge it from there. Okay, last one I want to bring up because I absolutely think they have the potential to break out here massively, breaking the weekly downtrend for Mr. Polkadot. High prospects for this ecosystem, deviating below the range lows and looking for this one to head to about 750, you know. First target, probably this high here, and second target all the way up to $9. If this one can flip bullish again or stay above 433 on the next weekly closure, the 5-day is about to cross down, rejecting the bullish control zone. So yeah, a lot of these are hanging on by a cliff and need to pull it out now. Otherwise, they're going to play out a little bit of a downside, sideways and down. So what does that mean for Bitcoin? Needs to pick itself up by its bootstraps. Ethereum needs to do the same thing. It's kind of now or never, or otherwise we're correcting back down to the box and looking for that higher low. Otherwise, it's trend continuations from here. Same W formation, targeting a move back up to 2073 for Mr. Ethereum's. 2 hours looking good. You know, to be fair, probably bounces up, you know, lower high, higher low, that kind of thing. Doesn't happen all in one shot here. NASDAQ still looking beefy, breaking the downtrend. Perfectly okay to come back and to retest this trend line, but otherwise generally looking good there with the dollar coming down and the speech from Jerome Powell. So economic data coming out this week has been fair to Midland. I think everything is bullish for the dollar. Inflation and GDP is out of control. I heard housing prices crashed 19%, the biggest crash in home prices since, and we got GDP on the 29th, which is coming up tomorrow. GDP and PCE, that's coming in tomorrow. Thursday is the 30th. We got more core PCE, personal spending, jobless claims. Okay, jobless claims on Thursday. And then Friday, ISM manufacturing data. Fed Chair Powell's speech, Friday, December 1st. And that looks like the week ahead of us. And then just checking in on the Fed rate hike tool. And maybe taking a look at open interest, the fear and greed index. But the Fed rate hike tool, DeFi pulse. No, that's not the one. CME. rate hike tool. And I heard, actually, I heard some interesting news about the CBOE, Chicago Board of Options Exchange, I think, rolling out Bitcoin and Ethereum options. So 96% chance that he's going to keep things the same. And that's coming up on December 13th. So December 13th, speech on the 1st. We get inflation numbers and GDP over the next day or so. So Powell comes out on Friday and says, look, we're going to remain strong. The economy is healthy. The banks are safe. And your stocks, it's time for a Christmas rally. It is time for a Christmas rally. And we're not raising rates anymore because, don't worry, sir, inflation's going down. Trust me. Just trust me. Inflation is going down. And Solana is snaking around here again. Had the inkling of a head and shoulders, saved it, picked it back up. So what am I talking about? Do these measure moves actually work out? Did these work out? Well, in cryptocurrency land, they often do work out, especially on some of the larger capped altcoins. Now, interestingly enough, what could happen is the equal and measured move gets hit to the upside for Solana, as this one is picking up some steam and just market cap, users, et cetera, there's a lot of pump around Solana right now. I do think it has room for more to go. Essentially, and any kind of a closure back above 61.43 would give you, so the measure moved to the downside, again, closing a, I don't know if I'd use a 2-hour time frame, maybe a 4-hour time frame, more conservatively a 12-hour time frame in either direction should get you the resulting ham hock move down to 39 bucks. To the downside, does that line up with anything on the weekly time frame? Yes, just a bit of a cool down on the weekly time frame. Generally keeps all the levels intact. And, this thing can't go straight up forever. That's the old saying. The great old saying is, don't confuse brains with the bull market, sir. Yes, everybody can make money right now, but the question is, can you hit the sell button? Do you know when? What are your parameters for taking profits? Because, well, 98% of people lose money trading cryptocurrency. Why is that? Well, it's because they don't have a plan. You don't have a plan, an entry, an exit, and risk management. Well, then you're just gambling, and that's what we practice, what we preach here, is just having a general bias for the market, a direction, a take profit, a stop loss, and again, why we are teaching the TA courses in the chat below. But generally, this is my opinion for Ethereum coming in at 3,200 bucks. Just looking for the trend to kind of hold here. Otherwise, short-term corrections are all buying opportunities from here. On this 4-hour latest buying opportunity, it looks like we're just holding the trend, and that's what we'd expect. More of the same there as the dollar's coming down, Bitcoin's going up, stocks are going up. Everything's getting a bit of a recovery this morning. And last thing, I will check out on the crypto bubbles to see if there's anything hot to trot. And I have I priced everything in Bitcoin? Price, bubble representation. Nope. Performance is good. That's not what I wanted. Win a Bitcoin. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it priced in Bitcoin. Filter 6.7. Huh. Content. You can price them in Bitcoin. Let's see, on the hour. Who's leading the pack? Rune and Gala on the hour, CRO. Today, FTT, TIA, and Pith Network. Cass in the mix, Rune in the mix, all ones that we've been seeing in the. I've got to figure this out. Search, chat favorites, blah blah blah. It's not letting me do it. I guess we'll do it another day. Also wanted to take a look at Arbitrum. Another one, huge ecosystem, off the lows, coming into this wick. To fill out the wick one more time, I am generally looking for this one to pick itself up by its bootstraps, along with optimism to do the same thing. A lot of them playing out this massive flag formation, like I said. And the end of these flags ends with a higher low on the daily time frame, hopefully. Hopefully that's what we want to see if we are bullish, and then a break at the top side of this trend line. And this thing's going to break out hard. If it does break out to the upside, could consolidate for a bit longer. But in general, if Bitcoin and Ethereum start to break out, I'd expect Arbitrum and Optimism to start to pick up alongside Polkadot. The Polkadot ecosystem, everything putting in a bit of a bull flag. And all we need is a break to the upside. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like button. Join us on Discord. Join us in Crypto 101, how to stack sats using technical analysis. There is a link in the description below. And have yourself a blessed day. Take care.